Nope. I guess that's why people...
very coarse sandpaper.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's probably why most chicks opt for shaving if they're going to do something to lessen the effect of what's going on south of the equator. Because, I don't know, I got to imagine it'd be easier to shave it off than deal with, like, bleaching it on a regular basis. You know, like, have you ever bleached your hair?
My hair?
Yeah.
The top of my head, yeah.
Yeah.
It's tedious. It's a process.
It burns, and I would imagine the hair on your scalp is significantly tougher than a female's labia majora. Like, I got to imagine that bleaching that whole situation down there has got to be tedious, hard to keep up with, and downright painful. What is going on in the news?
Okay. The Dallas Cowboys topped the Forbes list of most valuable NFL franchises for the 8th straight year at $3.2 billion.
Yeah, billion with a B. That's how much it cost to put together the current lineup of the Dallas Cowboys. They're gonna need every last cent if they want to enjoy yet another stellar 8-8 season. The Cowboys did not do well. What a waste of money. Like, part of me wants to just hate the Cowboys in principle. I don't really have too much feeling toward them either way. But it's like, a lot of people don't like the Yankees for this reason. It's just like, if they win, it's because they have more money than the other teams and they go and buy up the most expensive players. Doug Stanhope once said that cheering for sports teams like that is like going to a casino and cheering for the house. It's like, ha-ha! Dealer busted your ass, bitch. What do you think now? Aw, 21. Too bad. Like, it's just, they win when they win because they've got more money than anyone else. And when they spend $3.2 billion with a B on their lineup and have an 8-8 season, it makes me chuckle, not gonna lie. What else?
Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones says he'll probably regret not picking Johnny Manziel in the draft.
Yeah, not nearly as much as he regrets those pictures of him hanging out in the bathroom with prostitutes, and not nearly as much as he regrets picking his last plastic surgeon. What the hell is going on with his face? But regret it nevertheless. Continue, please, Funkhauser.
Former American Idol contestant William Hung. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
He got married.
Yeah, I don't think anybody really knows all that much about his new wife, other than that, of course, she bangs. I was going through the news this morning and I saw that, and that punchline, that's something I've been looking forward to since I got out of bed this morning. What else?
Jackie Chan says his son's drug arrest is the most humiliating experience of his life.
How do you think it sounded when Jackie Chan attempted to pronounce the word humiliating? Yeah, then he remembered he starred in the tuxedo and said, okay, second most humiliating. Continue.
Well, everybody's favorite TV show, Duck Dynasty, is in the news. Their ratings are plummeting.
Aw, are they? Wow. As impossible as it sounds, as impossible and as unlikely as it sounds, it's almost like people have finally gotten sick of watching bigoted rednecks put on camouflage and spend 22 minutes sitting in a swamp. Who would have thought the shine would have gone off of that?
I don't even know what that show's about. Is it about ducks?
This bunch of rednecks. Smart rednecks, because, they're entrepreneurs and run a very successful business. I think they make either, and I've never once watched an episode of the show, I think they make either duck decoys or duck calls or both. But they run a business where they sell stuff that'll help you with your duck hunting. And then, everybody loved to laugh at them, and people weren't sure if they were laughing with them or laughing at them. But I heard Duck Dynasty is the new Seinfeld being trotted out on a regular basis. And then they started to buy into their own hype and take themselves seriously and fill the patriarch of the family said things like, oh, gays are going to hell, and if you don't practice my form of Christianity, you're going to hell, and it's the absence of Christianity that causes gay, and the absence of Christianity that causes war, and it just, bigoted stuff. Now, what's the old expression? I don't agree with what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it. This whole, I have a sour taste in my mouth from Duck Dynasty, only because there is some, what the hell is the name of this company? It's some Christian PR group, and I find them to be the most reproachable sons of bitches on the face of the planet. I don't know how. I wish I could remember their name so I could call them out on the air. I did once because they've been spamming me. I guess they found out I do sort of talk radio, and I wound up on their mailing list, and I've tried unsuccessfully to Christian Consumer. That's what it's called, Christian Consumer. They put me on their mailing list, and Christian Consumer is basically this Christian PR group that takes money from companies to do PR work, where they spread the word that if you use this product or watch this TV show or do this thing that we're taking money to promote, your chances of getting into heaven are better. It is the most despicable thing I've come across in terms of abuse of spirituality and spiritual authority. I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. They're like, oh, we're just a down-home company raising money for things. No. And what they did with the Duck Dynasty dude, Phil, I stand with Phil, still burns me to this day.
Jamming on the one like Theo Huxtable. Days like this when I feel untouchable. I try to make up for all the wrongs I did by living my life like a Cosby kid. Jamming on the one like Theo and Stevie. I know it sounds crazy, but you gotta believe me. When I feel like I just can't make it through, I try to think, what would Cliff tell Theo to do? Man, sometimes it's just so hard to be a good person, to lift yourself up and try to be that better version of all the potential. Wasted I guess that I should start by saying that all of this story is true. And even though the names are changing, if you think that it is, this song is probably about you. Tell me, was a kid that had so much promise, but it all went wrong the day he popped his first pill. Tell me, was a kid who was talented and smart, but ever since the day he started going downhill. Wasted again. Just another night.
Yeah. Guy called Brandon Hernandez just tweeted me saying he really enjoyed what we were saying about goals. The war on life is won by small victories. Well said. I don't know. I just find that, I'm not a super goal-oriented, goal-driven guy. I like those little wins, and maybe I need a more clear, defined picture of where I want to end up in the world. And maybe I'll have that when I figure it out. I should probably go to some sort of assertiveness training class or something like that, but to firm up my picture. But it's true. You can't dive feet first into the unknown. You can't donate all your time, energy, precious bodily fluids, and resources into going after something if you don't know what that something is. It's like we were saying at the beginning of the show. Those people that I see running up the hill on a regular basis, they're always ambitious chubbies. On the way to work, I see ambitious chubbies looking like they're about to die on a hill that my car has problems getting up. What the hell are they doing there? It looks like their first day working out. And you know what? It's also their last day working out, because they're setting the game of life up in a way that you just can't really win it. You got to know where you're headed, and you got to know how to get there. And you can't just do something torturous to yourself and expect good results. That's that whole sort of thing. And I do the same thing too. I'm sure you do, but if you've been away from the gym for a little while, and I'm not like a gym rat or anything like that. I just at one point had a shrink that was like, hey, I can offer you two options. Option one, I can medicate you. Option two, you can go to the gym. and that'll have the same effect. And I was like, why? I believe I'll go to the gym rather than medicate myself. And it did a great job at controlling all sorts of things, mostly my desire to punch random people in the face in the street. And I haven't been in a while. I need to go. The workload's been like kind of crazy. And the thing is, the desire to punch random people in the face in the street has crept back into my life. But now I haven't been in the gym in a while. I don't have the necessary manliness to back that up. So it's a dangerous situation we find ourselves in. But yeah, you don't just go to the gym and do a sit-up and then get disappointed when you go and check in the bathroom mirror. Like, do I have abs yet? No, you don't. Why? Because you can't throw yourself into something mind-numbingly painful and just expect because it's painful, you're going to get results the next day. It's like I always say, if I'm comparing and contrasting different political, sociological folks, I always fall down on the side of Martin Luther King at being the guy who got it right, because his dream, his end goal was clear and it was defined. I have a dream that one day little white girls and little black boys will hold hands together. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but it paints a vivid, clear picture. He knew exactly what he was shooting for, and it's a much easier target to hit when you have a clear, defined picture. Like, one day I will see this specific thing happening. Black and white kids holding hands and playing together is a very specific picture. Hope and change are kind of vague, and I think that's why a lot of people, if Obama's done good things, and accomplished good things, the benefit of history will reveal them. Not soon, but years from now. But I think so many people are disillusioned with Obama because he promised these vague nothings. Hope for what? Hope of what? What is hope even when you think about it? Change. What kind of change? What sort of change? What specific things are we hoping for and changing? And everybody bought into this idea of hope and change. And because they don't know what the hell it is, they wouldn't know when it happened. Maybe it has happened. Maybe Obama would have done better to campaign under a banner of hope for little black boys and little white girls being able to hang out and play together. Now, obviously, we've had that for years, but I'm just saying, if he'd had a specific, concrete definition of what we were hoping for and what we were gonna change, he could now turn around and be like, look, we were hoping for this, we got it. We said we were gonna change this, we did. And I know there's lots of people that say, well, he hoped for this and we changed that. And yeah, but it was so indefinable, hope and change. And the way most people I know feel about it, including a lot of people that voted for him, can best be summed up by that guy, Everlast, the dude that used to sing in House of Pain. Jump around. You'd never think that guy would be so astute with his urban poetry, but he was. He had this line in a song called Get By about being completely broke. And the line goes, I voted for some change, but it's kind of strange. That's all I have in my pocket. And maybe that disappointment, maybe that sense of disappointment that a lot of people feel, that they're not big ballin', living in large houses and driving fancy cars, maybe the blame for that situation wouldn't be pinned on Obama if he hadn't campaigned behind these ideas, these vague, non-absolute ideas of hope and change. But that's part of the shtick, isn't it? That's part of how you win people over to your side. That's part of the mark of what they call a charlatan. In that book, The 38 Laws of Power, Robert Greene's book, he talks about the definition of a charlatan, a religious leader who really isn't leading anything. He's just in it for money and power. And a charlatan, he said, will always be vague. Will never really define what it is he's talking about, but promise things that sound just fantastic. But when asked what they actually are, can't really come up with a definition. Smoke and mirrors, be vague, have strange, undefinable qualities that sound just great to win people over to your side. Just the idea of them sounds so fantastic. Hope, change. You know who else does this? That Robert Kiyosaki guy, the rich dad, poor dad guy. Yeah, how did he pull it off? Well, that's the question. Nobody knows. What the hell are we talking about? We'll get to it shortly. Joining the conversation at ADSXEF, Funk FM.